Welcome, Terry, and the stage is yours.
Well, good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. First of all, thank you, Global Source invitation for me to share this topic. Well, in the next 30 minutes of time, I'm going to share with you a very important topic about Southeast Asia, GenZ, e-commerce, and it is a very, very big topic. That's why today I can only to have a very brief overview, and I hope to finish as soon as possible so that we can leave some time for some Q&A. Firstly, a very brief introduction about myself so that you know where my points come from. I'm several roles. I empower, drive the business, e-commerce business, in particular in Southeast Asia for more than 25 years of time. Thankfully, got some award from Singapore, from US, from India. Also, serial entrepreneur. Just Group is an e-commerce enabler to support brand to go into Southeast Asia market. I will introduce more later on. Some entrepreneur experience. I was the former general manager in Lazada. Lazada is one of the biggest e-commerce marketplace in Southeast Asia. Also later on, Alibaba Group. And also some fintech company as a CSCO. And some logistic company as well, Digital Express, Cafe, SF Express. Also, another role, a joint lecturer in the university, some mentorship in the science park. Also, do a lot of consultancy for some private companies such as Estee Lauder, KPMG, McKinsey, Deloitte, Accenture, and some Fortune 500 and more than 500 startup company. Also been invited to speak in more than 130 international conference. Okay, well, I'm very excited about Southeast Asia markets, but before that, there's some prerequisite. You see here is a typical e-commerce ecosystem of Lazada. And you can see here we have some essential building blocks. For example, at our right-hand side, we have logistics, we have payment, we have category. Category means how we sell our product locally or cross-border. And also we have different kind of seller solution, IT solution. And they are highly linked up together by technology, by data. The second prerequisite is if you look from the customer buying journey, from our left-hand side, we have supplier, we have different retailers or merchant. At our right-hand side, we have consumer. But if you can see here, we pass through the 4 essential building blocks, as I mentioned, payment, logistics, category, marketing, IT. And also nowadays, we heard about a lot of omni-channel. Marketplace, social media, your own website. That's why you see here is very complicated. If we think from the ecosystem, if we think from the customer buying journey as perspective. Okay, today I'm going to share with you three areas. The first is about some macro views about what is the Southeast Asia e-commerce market is about. What is some key trends, some key questions to be asked. Secondly, we talk about GenZ, in particular in Southeast Asia. So what are their behavior right now, the GenZ? Why they are so important right now in Southeast Asia market? Thirdly is, okay, how we create a cost-effective, operational efficient, technology-driven e-commerce supply chain solution for us to develop our e-commerce business in the Southeast Asia market. Okay, to start off with Southeast Asia, you try to think about by 2025, the e-commerce potential, we are talking about US 180 billion. Wow, it's very huge potential. And also more than 400 million internet users and rapid growth of the middle class with high buying power. Also, the GenZ In the next 5 years, they will be contributed about half of the population, less than 35 years old, about half the population. But one very important indicator is, which I highlight here, is their total population is 650 million people. 650 million people, with huge population over there. And also the percentage make retail online. The percentage retail online is talking about less than 10%. In compared to China is 30-something, US 30-something. That means the rest of the 90% e-commerce potential right now in the Southeast Asian market, a very huge potential in Southeast Asian market. But having said that, it's very fragmentation in Southeast Asia. We mainly focus on 6 key countries, as shown here: Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, Indonesia. They're the key 6 countries about e-commerce. And very different for every country, the maturity, the consumer preference, the logistic connectivity, payment methods, a lot of regulation are very different. That's why in order for us to develop or do business in Southeast Asia, we have to fully understand every country. Okay, Southeast Asia, I think Lazada, where I came from, and Shopee. Lazada and Shopee are 2 major e-commerce marketplaces in Southeast Asia right now. But having said that, their GMV, the combined GMV is less than 50%. That means the rest of 50% are contributed by some newcomers, for example, TikTok, Temu, Amazon, eBay. They are newcomers in Southeast Asia, growing very rapidly. And also, there are lots of local platform, local social media. A lot, very specifically for every country. That's why you can see here right now, I think unlike China, the GMV contributed by Alibaba and JD, and also Pinduoduo is about 90% right now. But in Southeast Asia are very different. We can't see a single player dominate the market right now. That makes the things even more complicated, very complicated. Okay, and then after we have a very macro view about Southeast Asia market, let's talk about what the preference, the consumer change of the consumer preference, in particular GenZ. Okay, this survey is conducted by McKinsey after the pandemic. It investigates the reason why the consumer change to the new channel. And we see that, I think it's very easy to understand, more online shopping and also more category online selling. More category online selling. Not confined to grocery product, but other product as well. In-store shopping, people say, hey, because of the growth of the online, that will diminish the offline. But lots of research indicated that the offline still remain its unique purpose. Around 50% remain offline. That's why we heard about a lot of O2O, something like that. This survey, also by McKinsey, it investigates, hey, why the consumer change to a new brand or merchant. You can see here the first three category, the value, shipping cost or delivering cost, the pricing. The second is convenience, whether the product is available whenever they want to buy the product. Availability, whether there's enough stock. All these 3 parameters are related to supply chain, related to logistics. That's why supply chain is getting more and more important right now. The experience, the cost, also the pricing, something like that. And also here, the same by McKinsey, the reason why the merchant shop in a new retailer or store or website, that echo of what I said earlier. Value, availability, convenience about supply chain, the cost, reliability, and options. That's why we have to really focus on the supply chain, which I will cover it more later on. Another same research by McKinsey is the channel utilization. I think it's always obvious, more online streaming, video chat, video conferencing, they are all online. That's why we have to focus on the online, the mobile phone. Yeah. Okay, the gene set. As I said, in Southeast Asia, in the next 5 years, around half of the population belong to gene set. And they have some very unique characteristic. For example, impulse buying, outspend budget. That means they are really willing to spend, even though they don't have enough cash, because there are a lot of credit, a lot of companies offer credit to them, and they are willing to buy. Strong desire for very unique products, personalized products, very loyal to brands, omni-channel, social media, different social media, omni-channel. They won't focus on a single channel. E-commerce platform, they will explore many different e-commerce platforms. And also, lastly, is the word of mouth full online. They will see a lot of comment online or refer by their friends, their relatives, before they buy the products. But having said that, as I mentioned earlier, every Southeast Asia country, the consumer, in particular, gene set are very different. Here are very brief highlight to break down into every single country. For example, Indonesia, they emphasize social media. Thailand emphasize high quality of life. Vietnam, they follow a lot of trends. Malaysia, they are multicultural influenced. Many different culture in Malaysia. Every country very unique buying behavior. Philippines, wow, they have very higher social media engagement. They like dancing, they like involve a lot of time on social media. Singapore, higher quality products, higher buying power. Singapore, you see here, they're very different, every single country. That's why it depends on which country your company would like to develop in Southeast Asia. Okay, lastly, we understand the trend, we understand the gene set, very quick lab shot about their consumer buying behavior. What we can do if we want to develop our e-commerce business in Southeast Asia. Here I highlight 3 tips for your reference, and then you pick up which one is appropriate in your situation, apply to your situation. But before that, a lot of challenges right now in Southeast Asia. I basically classify this into 3 categories. The first is about supply chain. Very inefficient, ineffective, very complicated custom regulation. They always changing. Duty assessment, very limited credit card utilization. Cash still serve is a very big purpose. Information, there's still lack of very good transparency along the supply chain. We try to think about, say, in Southeast Asia, a lot of islands, a lot of remote areas. We can't find a single player who can do all the things right now along the supply chain. So they have to work together along the supply chain. But that incurs another problem is about the data visibility. The third, at our right-hand side, is the customer expectation, getting higher and higher. I think in the past, people think about, hey, same-day delivery is okay, but right now, we're talking about time definite, 1 hour or even 30 minutes of time for a delivery. That make all the things more complicated. Okay, what The tip one would like to share is for brand, for merchant, as I said, the gene set, the key consumer. The key consumer we have to focus. We have to understand their culture for every single country, and then we target their engagement. Secondly, we have to leverage influencer marketing, the KOL, in every different Southeast Asia market. Digital payment, they would like to use digital payment solution. Also, customer experience. Customer experience is not confined to the point where the consumer, the gene set, receive the products or find your product on the internet, but along the supply chain, along the customer journey, start from the sourcing, the inquiry, or even the campaign, the invoicing, the CS, all along the supply chain, that compile together. Lastly is emphasize online shopping experience. That's why we have to enhance your website, your social media, to make it easier and easier, hassle-free for the consumer to buy or to source your products. The second tip is, remember what I said, the supply chain. Nowadays, we're talking about omni-channel, different marketplace, social media, website, or reseller channel. We have to link all this up together. Link all this up together along the supply chain. Because consumer emphasize omni-channel, they don't rely on a single channel. They may buy from the social media, from different marketplace, Shopee, Lazada, and also their own website. That's why we have to link all this together. Okay, try to think about, we have different roles. Maybe you are the brand owner, or you are the platform. You are Lazada or Shopee, or you are doing distribution, or even you are the consumer. If you are a brand owner, you are more focused on the service customization. How you engage with your consumers. If you are a platform, you try to develop omni-channel, different omni-channel. If you're a distribution company, you're more focused on the supply chain or logistics. But no matter which role you are, we see the warehouse is always in a central point. That's why we see a lot of company, they set up offshore warehouse in a destination that serve different purpose. So it get closer to your consumer so that you can deliver your products much faster. And so also serve as a pickup point or experience shop for your consumers. Secondly, you see here, there are many different distribution channels. For example, your traditional retailer, pickup service, experience shop, home delivery, online store pickup, online store home delivery. So you have to make sure your supply chain solution can entertain all these options. In order for you to capture as much as business as possible, that is very complicated. The tip 3 is technologies. I think very hot topic, AI right now. I think not a very high entry barrier, easy to use, not so high cost right now. We can use AI. But the key thing is we have to choose the right technology applied to the right business rule. Let me give you an example to illustrate this. For example, if I'm a merchant, I'm in Hong Kong or in China, I'm target the consumer in Indonesia or Singapore. How I set up the supply chain solution, or how I set up the different channel, different marketplace to sell our product. We have to finalize this very basic business rule first, and then we pick up the right technology applied to the right business rule. And also, nowadays, there are many different technologies or weekly available technologies. We are not talking about blockchain or something like that, but for example, cloud, they are very weekly available to use, not so expensive, and they have to work together to bring out to maximize the synergy. For example, big data, the main purpose is the consolidation. Blockchain, the main purpose is provide security. AI, for some prediction, say how I can predict the buying behavior of the consumers, or how I can optimize our operation, something like that. They will work together to maximize the synergy, the effect. Okay, lastly, very brief introduction about Hong Kong E-commerce Supply Chain Association. We are established in Hong Kong back to 2017. We are the first and only one of its kind in Hong Kong, tailored for the leaders, executive, doing e-commerce, retail, supply chain, and also Southeast Asia oriented. We do organize a lot of events to share learning experience. We also provide advisory to the government, to some organization. For Just Group, I established this back to 2020. We are an e-commerce enabler. We support the brand, the merchant to go into the Southeast Asian market. We have 3 pillars. The first is eCommerce Masterclass. It's an educational program. We provide the knowledge. We try to think about, okay, if you want to go to a country where you never go, and this masterclass is something like we let you know, hey, in this country, what are the sightseeing worthy to be seen? What are the things you can do in that countries? We'll give you some knowledge to facilitate you to the decision whether you want to go into this market or not. It's a masterclass. And the end of this month, we will launch our level 1 masterclass. And then later on, there's a QR code. You can subscribe, and then we'll keep you updated when is our masterclass is. Okay, the second pillar is consultancy. Okay, let me use back the previous example is, okay, if you want to go to a country you never go, the masterclass gives you the insight, hey, what are the sightseeing points? What you can do over there in that country? And then you make the decision to go or not. The consultancy is, I will plan the schedule for you. Say, okay, in day 1, you can go there, day 2, go there, day 3, go there. It's very efficient, so you don't need to spend a lot of time to plan ahead. We plan for you. This is a consultancy service. Thirdly, we have solution. We have a talent acquisition. We help you to hire talent in Southeast Asia. We help you to optimize your supply chain, the logistics, payment, marketing, or IT system. Secondly, we use AI-driven go-to-market strategy. And then let me make use of, if the previous example is, if you want to go to a country you never go, the masterclass gives you insight, okay, what you can do in that country. Consultancy, we plan the itinerary for you, day 1, day 2, day 3. This one is, on top of the itinerary, I also help you to book a local guide or a vehicle, or we also help you to buy the tickets. So that is a very hassle-free if you want to go to the Southeast Asia market. That saves a lot of time, so that you can more focus on your core competency. Say if you are you're doing product, something, you are more focused on the R&D of your product. That saves a lot of your time to just do so. Okay, as I said in the first beginning, Southeast Asia market, e-commerce is a very, very big topic. Today, I can only give you a very brief overview of what the Southeast Asia market is about. The latest trend, the key question to be asked, what are the consumer preference, the changes, in particular after the pandemic, in particular for the Gen Z. Thirdly, some tips to help you, give you some insight if you want to develop the e-commerce business in Southeast Asia market, focus on the gene set, focus on the supply chain, focus on the use of the technology. So here is my QR code of the association and also Just Group. You can feel free to take a picture of the, so that we can connect after this event offline. So I think we still have some time to see whether this is basically of my presentation right now, and see if you have any question would like to know more about the Southeast Asia market.